The Harder They Fall, out on Netflix, new black western directed by James Samuel, starring Jonathan Majors, Zazie Beetz, Regina King, Lakeith Stanfield, Idris Elba, R.J. Seidler, Edie Gathegi, and Danielle Deadwyler. As it says before the film begins, the story is completely fictional, but all of the characters really existed roughly around the same time period. And the story follows Nat Love, played by Majors, a charismatic outlaw who leads a black gang that robs other robbers. One day he learns that the man who killed his family, and who also happens to be the leader of the most powerful black gang around the Wild West, is going to be pardoned and leave prison where he was supposed to spend the rest of his days. Nat then teams up with his gang and a few other people and goes on a quest to get his revenge. And that's pretty much it. Simple, concise, to the point. Which I think can be a description of the movie as a whole, really. It's not a masterpiece, it's not an especially terrific story, but damn if it isn't entertaining and engaging, primarily because of the fantastic character work. The film has a really great cast and knows exactly how to use these people. Each of the main characters is well drawn, well written, stands out in one way or another, and is brought to life by really solid performances. And all those characters play off of one another very well too, especially the clearly set up rivalries that come to head in the final act. One thing that I was wondering at the beginning, especially when the gang of villains, let's say, showed up for the first time, was because Lakeith Stanfield and Regina King and Idris Elba are all such extremely charismatic people and really command your attention. Would the movie try and make them morally ambiguous? Go for a kind of anti-hero versus anti-villain situation where it's not the lines are not so clearly drawn? But no, fortunately it allows them to be pretty damn villainous and easy to hate, while retaining this charisma that still makes you want to watch them and listen to them. I think that's just brilliant work on that front, especially. I think that the movie also has a very unique style going for it. Apparently James Samuel has a lot of experience in directing music videos, which shows in his directing style because the film has this rhythmic, melodic quality to it. And also parts of it are highly stylized. Anachronistic dialogue, set dressing, sometimes costumes, and the soundtrack using modern music from various black artists, and it breathes life into the film. It's also quite funny at times. All the jokes land pretty well. The banter between the characters is just straight fire, and there is this one little bit with the robbery in the White Town, which I thought was hilarious in a very, very tongue-in-cheek way. The one thing I didn't like was that despite the clearly unique stylistic choices in terms of the visuals, the cinematography still managed to end up looking very Netflix-like. In other words, flat and cheap. I think that's firstly because of the really dull lighting. Each scene is very well lit and there is very little contrast and darkness and shadows to play with. And secondly, the camera lenses, which are quite narrow and don't really pull you into this world. They don't suggest that the stage for these events is big. Quite the opposite. The framing of most shots feels smaller than I think it should. Film is a visual medium, so because of those faults, I can't in good conscience say that the movie is excellent. But it is still solid entertainment with flair, humor, adventure, and a really great cast utilized very, very well.